So your responsibility today is to write your first and last name on here and then fill this out. Once you fill this out front and back to the substitute satisfaction, you're going to get a stamp on here, and then you're going to get a stamp on your assignment sheet. Okay? So I'm going to start with doing this, and then I'll make 100% clear what my expectation is. All right. Since we're adding, I'm going to do colors because I'm all about highlighting. This has an x squared, and this has an x squared. I'm going to put an imaginary 1 here. So negative 7x squared plus negative 1x squared, negative 8x squared. Remember, when you're adding, it's like 7 apples and 1 apple, 8 apples. The next one I have is a positive 9x minus 3x, and 9 minus 3 is positive 6. Now, by the way, if you know how to do this without me, your job is to just check it and make sure that you're perfect. And then now negative 2 minus 14, negative 16. And that's my answer. And it goes x squared, x, and then a number, so it's in the right order. Second one. This time we have subtraction. Change the signs of everything to the right, and now put the same together. Remember, you don't have to highlight, but you want to make sure you're good to go. So I have a 2x, and I take away a 1x, and I'm going to take away another 1x. So 2 minus 1 is 1. Minus 1 means I don't have any x's left, so I'm not going to write anything. And then I have negative 5. Minus 2 is negative 7. Plus 9 is 2. So my answer is just 2. Now, when I'm in the adding and subtracting, that's when I do my highlighting. But the moment I see multiply, I do my dimensions, and I do my 2 by 2 box. So you do that right now, pause it, and then check yours with mine. X times x, 7 times x, negative 8 times x, negative 8 times 7. Remember, the diagonals are always the same. And I'm done. This one says squared, so that means I need to write the same thing again. And now this is the same as this one, 2 by 2. Do my box. 5x minus 1, 5x minus 1, 25x squared minus 5x minus 5x plus 1. The diagonals are the same. 25x squared minus 10x plus 1. Next, multiplying. This is a 1 by 3. So negative 6x to the 5th. Make sure you're writing those problems right above. Now remember, if you have the answer, your job is to just do it yourself. Don't copy mine. You want to make sure you're solid. And a lot of you don't need to copy mine because you know what to do. Plus, minus. Your job is to check to make sure you're no problem. I'm expecting that you're going to get all this by the time I come back on Monday. Now, if you look, this is actually incorrect because see how it goes 2, 1, and then no x? This goes 8, 9. So it's in the wrong order. So I need to change the order. So it goes from highest exponent to lowest exponent. Okay, now we're going to get into factoring. Remember, the first thing I want to do is see if they have something the same. A little hint, excuse me, sorry. We're really only going to do the reverse box when it says x squared. So when I look here, they're both even. So this is a 1 by 2. So I'm going to break up the 16x. I'll write that up here, and then I'll write that here. Now, I agree that 2 goes into 16 and 20, but the bigger numbers are 4. 4, 4x. Cross that off. For 20, 4 times 5. Cross that off. The 4's are the same. Whoosh. Bring up 4x. And since that 5 is positive, 4x plus 5. So now my answer is 4 parentheses 4x plus 5. Sorry. And I'm done. When I look at number 9, they don't have anything the same, so I know it's a 2 by. Remember the rule for the 2 by. First guy, last guy, circle, list. All the ways to get 25. 1, 25, 5, and 5. Now, when this is positive, that means, and this is negative, that means they're both going to be negative. Boom, boom. So negative 5x, negative 5x. Cover the top, x, x, negative 5x, x, x. Whoosh, the x gets brought up, the negative 5 gets brought up. Now, negative 5 times what is 25? Negative 5, because a negative times a negative is a positive. So then I have x minus 5 times x minus 5, which you know I won't accept that. So it's really x minus 5 squared. Let's try the next one. They don't have anything the same. 2 by. Do my box. First guy, last guy, circle. So I get negative 49. Now remember, if there is nothing in the center that's a 0, you're going to square root because the numbers need to be exactly the same. One's positive, one's negative. And if you're not sure what the square root of 49 is, you can pick up your calculator. So then I know that is my number. So I have 7b and negative 7b. Cover that. B, B, 7b. They both have a b. Whoosh. What's left is that b and a positive 7. 7 times negative 7 gives me negative 49. So my answer is b plus 7, b minus 7. They are not exactly the same, so don't write it as squared.